situation. Like they tried to put that on Jamarcus Russell. He wasn't a hard worker. I just don't believe that because the Raiders, I think it's more what Ant said. The Raiders were in dismay. They were hiring and firing coaches every year and a half. And then you put a dude in this situation and say flourish in the midst of all this chaos. That's why I say I don't think that is a situation more than culture. Like I used your point from earlier. Bill Belichick changes his game plan in accordance to who he's playing. And people think that's some novel idea. How is that a genius move? Dallas Cowboys can't stop the run. We gonna run the ball this week. Cleveland Browns can't stop the pass. We gonna pass this week. This team can't do anything. We gonna do exactly whatever the hell we want this week.
You would think that's simple game plan.
Yeah, that's my point.
You would think that, like, and that, I mean, truthfully, that's how I look at my life when I make my picks every week. I'm saying, okay, this team do this well, that team don't. This we gonna see. So it's like, if I can do it and I'm not a scout, all I do is watch, the games that come on prime time and watch another red zone. I ain't no expert. I just watch a lot. So it's like, if I can know what these teams can't do good, why can't you? You get paid to do this.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? And that's why I say I respect the first pick. Charles Woodson, Randy Moss, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, so forth and so on. But I also look at the dudes who didn't get picked, who just kick ass. Russell Wilson, Terrell Owen, so many. What's the boy name? Antonio Brown. There's so many guys that you can name that went in the poop butt rounds, and what they used to call it Mr. Irrelevant, the last player picked, and you end up being one of the best players on the team. It's because you didn't go to a fancy school. The dude who made the biggest play, one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history, came from an HBCU. So he didn't go in the first round. It's just I just think that whole first round thing, I think it's a little over. It's more for conversations at the barbershop, if you ask me, versus anything else. At this week 4, it's the quarter point of the season. It's 4 quarters in every football season. Who do you have at league most valuable player? I'm listening.
And then I know y'all was gonna say Russell, but I'm gonna roll with that dude, the bear killer, Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna go with the young kid, Josh Allen. I like his buzz. I like the way he got up over there, homie. The defense is going good. The offense is going better, and he's doing his thing.
I'm gonna stick to chalk. I'm gonna stick with chalk. I'm gonna go with Russell. Russell Wilson is arguably the top 2 quarterback in the league right now. It's a merry-go-round at the top. Him, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. And at this point, I don't see how you can go wrong picking either one of them in any situation. All 3 of them have escapability. All 3 of them can throw the ball exactly where they want to throw it when they want to throw it. They all can read defenses extremely well. They all seem to be clutch and come out of bag when they need it to be. But it's just, if not for the only reason of, hey, he's been cheated so many other times in the past. So I'm going to roll with him this year. I thought he should have won it 2 years ago when Tom Brady won.
And the thing with Josh Allen, Joe, he's finding That's fine, man. That's something that Buddy couldn't do and get his own, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Another bomb.
Right. And now I will say I do have Josh Allen at the top of the list, but I also have Russell Wilson and A-Rod on there. So it was gonna be out of them three, but that's one pick. But I do like your explanation or your case for all the guys that you guys chose.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of them. I need Josh Allen to do it for a whole season. I don't think he's gonna be able to hold this up because one thing about the National Football League, when they get film on you, they're gonna make you play what they call left-handed. And they're gonna make you do what that means. They're gonna make you do what you don't do well. And when you start doing what you don't do well, if you can still excel and prevail, then you'll get your shot. But other than that, let me see. I don't believe. I need more people.
It's the quarter of the season. So I'm going off these 4 games.
Right. I'm just saying I wouldn't pick him. I wouldn't pick him.
I mean, hey.
Because when they condense that field, we're going to see. With that being said, even though this is out of order, who should be the Houston Texans, even though we can't wait unless they hire Jim Caldwell today? They can't talk to anybody else until the end of the season who's under contract. Who should be the Houston Texans' next coach?
And Eric Bieniemy is the favorite of everyone. I think you would have to go with an offensive coach. Is Caldwell still coaching?
I know he had a medical condition, and I'm not sure what's his status with the Miami Dolphins. He was their OC, and I don't know what his deal is now, but from what I understand, Jim Caldwell at this point is not employed. Last year, he took a year off when he was with the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what happened after that. But he was saying something about age. And let's not forget, Jim Caldwell is 65 years old.
Yeah, I would say Eric Bieniemy. I think the job that Todd Bowles doing with Tampa Bay's defense, man, he should get another chance too, man.
Wouldn't be a terrible situation either. And at that point, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly. That's what I was actually looking at. Like I said, the contract right now, so we need to talk about it later. But that's what I was looking at. Todd Bowles would be a nice candidate.
I'll be forced to agree with Big Illinois with Eric Bieniemy. He's the hottest thing smoking right now. He is creative. He is innovative. He will balance the offense. He won't just put it all on Deshaun. Neither would Jim Caldwell. Even though I mentioned Jim Caldwell at 65, hell, Bill Belichick is 63. This dude, he's the last coach that made the Detroit Lions look like they were actually playing football instead of just walking around in circles. So,
but you know what though? I don't know about the walking around in circles though, because they be winning these games, man. It's just they don't know how to close games, and they kind of like the. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's coaching, but they are like the Chicago Bulls. Like, I don't know if you paid attention to the way the Bulls were playing the last year before the COVID-19 situation halted the season. Mm-hmm. The Bulls will be winning games by halftime or in the third quarter. Then after they come back from the locker room, I mean, I think that must be like a Chicago thing because the Bears do the same thing, man.
Oh, that sounds like walking around in circles to me, man.
All they do when they go to the locker room is just piss on.
Pretty much. That sounds like walking around in circles. I mean, you got.
It's coaching, man. But I just think Buddy is not head coach material.
Yeah. I mean, I've yet to see. Only person that looks like their head coach material at this point after leaving Bill Belichick is the brother of Flores, Brian Flores, down there in Miami. And since they're in the midst of a rebuilding situation, we won't see that until next season, unless they're gonna go ahead and sit this goofball down. Or Ryan Fitzpatrick. But you can't win with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And good thing they already went into that situation saying, we're tearing this down, we're reestablishing culture. But I do believe the dude that up in Detroit he should be gone as well, because Jim Caldwell was fired after 2 9-7 seasons. And this dude has won. He has won 9 games since Jim Caldwell left. So, but I would definitely use Eric Bieniemy as the springboard. I would definitely put him in a position to excel and prevail. You got one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. You got a decent amount of talent around him. You should be able to keep that intact. And if not him, I will go with Todd Bowles. But I don't think Todd Bowles is going to get a job for at least 2 to 3 years, simply because of the way he's going. Speaking of coaches that are losing leads and making bad decisions and starting, and at some point, because he's a media favorite, they don't kick him in his behind. But Anthony Lynn, when the coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, his teams are underachieving. Is that a bad luck thing, or is that a coaching thing?
Well, they got a lot of injuries, man, and for them to be have been winning that game against Tampa Bay, it's just it's like you knew towards the fourth quarter that eventually the team with the better talent was going to come out on them. I mean, I don't think they should buy him for this year, to be honest with you.
Okay. Joe?
I don't think so. I don't think it's because they are actually performing. Like Bill and I said, it's luck on this side. In regards to bad luck. Getting a lot of injuries, and as we know, the Chargers had this whole debacle with the puncturing Tyrod Taylor Love. Something's even up with the staff. And the doctors and stuff like that. So I do think there's something else going on. I say give him another chance. See what Herbert can do this year. They not that bad. Let it roll.
I don't think his job should be in jeopardy at all. It's just awful strange. I mean, I'm shocked that he has had this much rope. To be perfectly honest with you, he is in my opinion, he is a bad luck case. Only issue I've ever seen with him was this week. I'm mad about this week because he freaked the game this week. You run to win. Y'all know my philosophy. Shout out to my former coach, Jimmy Fields. Rest in peace. You run to win, you throw the score. That's what he would always say. You run to win, you throw the score. I remember once he listened to the show, he was like, "Man, you were listening." I was like, "Yeah, you said it enough. I couldn't help but listen." But and going into the half, they were kicking the Buccaneers' ass. I think he should have played conservative football instead of playing fantasy football. They'd gone into the locker room with an additional 3 points. And I believe they'd have walked into a victory. But everybody knows what I assume everybody knows. This is a situation to whereas momentum plays a major league role. When you give somebody hope in sports, that's your ass. When you give them hope, it's over for you, and then you lose. Point blank, period. I think that's what happened, and I think that's what's going on. Speaking of coaching, speaking of giving them momentum, speaking of things that are bad luck issues, the Dallas Cowboys are 3-1. They should be 0-4. Talk to me about this.
You mean 1-3?
Yeah, 1-3.
Man, defense is terrible, man. I mean, you would think that they should know how to stop the run or stop the pass because they practice and they do stay offense. They got one of the most potent offenses within the last 2 or 3 years. So you should be able to at least tackle. I mean, the defense is horrible, man. And
Zeke is not having the